kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves at 99. I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it till you give.
What are you doing? Hey. Is your checkup going well so far? Yeah. Far from our 6-mile goal, but hey, got about 20 minutes in twice of running without much stopping. So I don't know if we can get to 20 minutes solid without stopping at all and then work that up to 25 and 30. Then I feel like we're getting somewhere. So we'll just have to do this in increments and work our way up to something. My problem is that, like I said, with my knee messes up on me. My ankles ain't what they used to be. 36 ain't hitting like 26 was. So I feel like my bones and joints just do me dirty and not letting me succeed and be great. What is up, flockers? It is story time by request, and just to give a little bit more context to my bum knee situation where I have a messed up knee that affects me when it comes to jogging and just life, when it rains, when it's cold outside. No, I'm just joking. But in all seriousness, what happened with the snowboarding and whatnot. So if you're new to this channel, then maybe you don't know, but I lived in Russia for 7 years. That's where I met my wife. That's where our first daughter was born. And while there, I feel like Tanya and I were married at this point. I'm not the greatest with dates and remembering specifics like that, so she can remind me later when watching this back. But I think we were married already, but not for that long. And something that she had always talked about was the fact that she and her family growing up would always go snowboarding. And I had been skiing a couple of times in the past, like in Colorado and stuff with some friends when I was in college. So I was like, cool. All right, I'm down to go snowboarding with your family, because why not? Or not with the whole family, sorry, just with my wife and her brother. And then we had some of our other friends that were with us, American friends that were there at the time. So we went snowboarding, and in the back of my head, the ancestors were talking to me, and they was like, David J, son. I don't know where that voice came from. I don't know if that was my Morgan Freeman or my Maya Angelou voice, but regardless, it was my wise ancestor voice of trying to impart some common sense and knowledge on me. But we're out here trying to break generational curses, build generational wealth, and get out of stereotypes and stuff. So I was like, you know what? Just because I'm black doesn't mean that I can only be good at basketball and stereotypical black things. Like, let me try some of the white sports, because I grew up playing basketball, and in the neighborhood I would play pretty much every other sport, baseball, soccer, football, that stuff, with my neighbors. So I'm like a decently athletic person. So I'm like, how hard could snowboarding be, y'all? So it is not the same as skiing. Like I said, I had been skiing before a couple of times. And you get the little zigzag with your legs where you go in, out, in, out. You know what I'm talking about when you, oops, sorry, the dog is using the bathroom. But when you zigzag and you zigzag down the slope, and you do the thing with your legs to slow yourself down and speed yourself up. So I'm like, skiing couldn't be that much more difficult than snowboarding. Baby, what I didn't think or process was the fact that when you're snowboarding, both of your feet and legs are together the whole time. You don't have the ability to split them apart and to guide yourself in the same way that you do when you're skiing. And so that is a very vital part that I was missing. Anyways, long story short, I was falling the entire time, the entire day. I did not have success. I would get up and, start zigzagging. I would fall a lot. And the particular day that we went in Russia as if it's a small place, in the city in Russia that we were in, it was particularly cold. I think it had like recently snowed, and there was a lot of moisture in the air, and so the snow was very compact and it was like ice. It wasn't soft like it could or should be, and so that also played a factor. So when I'm falling, I'm falling on hard surface, ice, very painful. To this day, my shoulder is still a little bummed out, and I can't sleep on it for too long without it hurting, or lay on it too long without it hurting. Anyway, so it was the end of the day. We were getting ready to, wrap it up, be done for the day. Everybody's exhausted, but we're all going down for the last run. And I'm feeling myself, I'm feeling confident. I'm like, okay, this is the last run, I'm gonna make it count. So I'm going down and I'm doing the zigzags, and just like every other time, I fall. But this time when I fall, I hear a pop, and then I feel this huge fire go through my entire body. And it was just so painful, and it was a burn. But I'm like, okay, no, D, you can't have broken something. Like, that's not acceptable. You're not about to break a bone in another country and have to go to the hospital. So I just got up, and I was like, I'm not about to finish, because I was at the bottom of the slope when I fell. But I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna get my thing, walk, and keep it moving. So yeah, my knee was hurting, and I had to take it slow, but it just felt like any other fall when you fall and hurt yourself, and you have to kind of slow down. You can't take things as fast as you normally would. So I wasn't thinking anything out of the ordinary. And we were even gonna do the little like inner tubes down a slope, but I was like, maybe I should slow down, because I was feeling pain. I was starting to feel some swelling. And there's an extension of this story of me actually going to the doctor and finding out that my ACL was torn. But I did have a partial tear of my ACL. I did not do this surgery because it wasn't a full tear, and I just did what's it called, the rehab for my knee. Thankfully, Tanya at the time was working for a very large WNBA, their women's basketball league in Russia, and so we had access to a wonderful woman who was the team trainer and did all of their like rehab and stuff. And so she graciously took me on and allowed me to get rehab, and gave me exercises and checked up on me and made sure that I was healing and getting into the condition that I needed to be. So thank you, Jenny. Doubt you'll ever see this, but I really appreciate that. But anyways, to this day, my knee is still bummed out a little bit. I'm good, but if I run for long distances or do any type of sports long periods of times, I start to feel that burn, that grit. And I'm just reminded that my knee is not the same knee that I had back when I was in my 20s, my young 20s. So just that constant reminder of, that sometimes you got to slow it down and take it slow and not do the most. That's it for story time for today. You have to tune in next time for another story. We season our food.
It's well done. No, it's enough for you, okay?
Tori, what are you doing?
Hold on, Tori. Don't push it like this.
Wait,
I think it's good.
I can't hear you. What are you doing?
I made some dough.
For what? What are we doing today?
Pizza.
For pizza.
Okay, now we need to roll it in the oil. Like this. Rub it. Grease the oil. Okay.
All right, so we have some friends over and we made pizza. I'm not trying to have them on camera, but I just wanted to let y'all know I didn't want no tiny little pan pizza, so I went ahead and made a larger pizza for myself. Got grilled chicken on there, pepperonis, pesto, mozzarella cheese, and I'm about to taste it and I'm sure it is going to be amazing. It smells amazing. So I just wanted to let y'all know what type of pizza that it was that I made.
I like the cheese better. Yeah, I like this.
This is restaurant style. No cap. I'm not even being funny. Papa did a good job. She don't even care. You see how quick she moved on past that? She's like, you covered up the
You
wrong
missed
part.
the camera.
That's not the part. You're covering up the screen, not the camera. So somebody riddle me this. How is it that when kids go to preschool and school, they get sick, then they bring their sickness home to mom and dad family or whomever, and the kids can be running fevers and they'll still be able to go outside and play or run around in the house, and you can't get them to sit still or sit down because they've got so much pent up energy that they want to get out even when they're feeling horrible. But mom and dad get sick and we're like laid up in bed for a week struggling as if we're just on our deathbeds, and doggone clipping your toenails feels like you just got done doing an hour and a half of an intense HIIT workout or something like that. Like what is the deal? Anywho, yeah, the girls had gone to school. They both got a little bit sick. Nothing too major, you know. They kept it pushing, kept it moving. Tanya and I also got sick. Had a bunch of mucus and snot and all that stuff going on for like a week. Thought it was gone, thought we were getting better. And then yesterday, Tanya ended up with an ear infection that she had to go and get antibiotics for. And now I've had major sinus pressure and sinus headaches for the past 2 or 3 days now. So now I'm on my way to the doggone doctor so I can get prescribed some antibiotics, just because sinus infections seem to be a thing that run in my family. And I know that's what it is because I can feel it. But I'm just like, dang, how is it that the kids just bounce back like nothing and we're out here just struggling? You would think that, okay, you've lived longer, so your body's had more time to adapt and adjust to all the different strands of stuff that's out there, so it's not going to hit you as hard as it hits the kids. But that's clearly not the case, and we're getting hit 2 or 3 times worse than the kids ever get hit. So am I the only one that's like that? Is anyone else like that? Your kids get sick and they're good in a day or two, but you get sick from them and you are just jacked up for like 2 weeks. Granted, I know when you're older, your body takes longer to heal and stuff, but shouldn't we have a little bit more susceptibility, or not susceptibility, shouldn't the kids have more susceptibility to stuff since they're working on their immune systems? I've been working on mine for over 3 decades, so I'm like, dang, can't you get it together and protect me a little bit better? So yeah, on my way to the doctor now. So I got tested for COVID, got tested for the flu. I have neither, so they deduced it down to a sinus infection, which is what I originally thought I had. Not going the antibiotic route, just going with your simple nasal spray and then pain management for headaches and stuff. But that's probably better because I feel like anytime I get put on amoxicillin or some type of antibiotic, obviously it takes care of the infection, but it ends up jacking my stomach up, and then you end up having to take probiotics and stuff like that to get your gut back in a good place. So it's probably a blessing in disguise that I will not have to be on antibiotics and just try to get over this, not the natural way, because I'll still be taking Aleve and stuff like that, but not any type of antibiotic for my course. So I'm hoping that it works and get all this out, because nobody likes to feel crummy.
Not at your level.
No. You're like at half of my level, Jules.
So next time when you cut yourself,
There's different levels of pain.
Don't complain saying that you died.
Look, when I cut, no. The couple of times that I have almost,
And now that you're sore,
no.
I don't believe you.
That time that I was cutting the tomato and I almost sliced my finger off. Okay, it was a deep cut though. That's the deepest I've ever cut
It was
myself.
a half-inch long.
Half-inch is a lot.
less.
When
That-
you look,
That was less than a half. Do you have a scar?
in my heart, I do.
I have scars from cutting myself.
I don't need
Yeah, like
scars. Memories are my scars. I've never bled. Actually, is this the finger? I do. That might have been where I just.
You good?
Oh, we get the parenting award of the century. Are you laughing?
Jules, you know what? It's the right place to fall out.
It is.
Just tears, yeah.
What are you messing with? What do those buttons even say? It says caution hot. Can we not stirrup positioning? I mean, you don't have any stirrups on this thing.